Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Well, cross-examination has started against Michael Cohen by the defense. And by all accounts, Michael Cohen has maintained his composure during cross-examination. There is no court on Wednesday. The prosecution said the defense could probably start calling witnesses on Thursday. The defense said they expect to continue cross-examination of Michael Cohen, and they expect it to last all day on Thursday. Basically, we are going to drag this guy through the mud as much as we can. Friday, there is no court, as was pointed out in the comments of my video from last night. Duh, because the judge said, Donald Trump can go to Barron's graduation. I do think Trump will go. I think he's kind of painted himself in a corner, much like Melania's mom in the funeral there. It would be bad form and bad optics for him to say he wanted to go to his son's graduation, then be given the opportunity, and now he has to go. He needs somewhere to shut up. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to do that. It gets in the way of golfing or whatever it is that he does all day. Okay, so I want to look at the energy of how basically the energy of the case, just a real quick one. Things seem to be going well. One interesting bit I heard, and now forgive me, I'm not remembering the source, but the comment was that the jury was looking, they were paying attention, taking notes during Michael Cohen's testimony, but during cross-examination, the intensity from the jury wasn't there. The thought was like, yeah, they're ready to vote. They're ready to go in the back and start deliberating this case. So let's take a look at the energies around here. This doesn't have to be a long reading because we've read on it a couple of times already. So what's the overall energy of the case right now as it stands? The Hierophant. Hierophants are big organizations like courts and governments. I think the government's doing really well with their case, to be frank. And all indication from the like AP News and the agencies reporting the news on it is that the case is going really well. The witnesses have been solid, and Trump's lawyers have been doing not a very good job of trying to present alternate explanations for what happened with there. So we got the Hierophant as the foundation, the Five of Coins as the cross, with the Knight of Wands underneath. So Hierophant is the government. I think the government's making their case. Again, talking about this whole election as a reminder, it's not just a hush money payment. It's a way to prevent the American people knowing the true actions of Donald Trump by killing stories of people that if the stories got out would have likely altered the election. So the American people were denied everything that they needed to know to choose their president wisely. Underneath it all is the Knight of Wands. This has been a methodical case, if not somewhat boring. Now, I don't mean boring in that the testimony. I mean, there was some very good testimony from David Pecker to Keith Davidson to Stormy Daniels to Michael Cohen. And Stormy Daniels' testimony being the most colorful of all of those. But this case has proceeded along at a good clip, slow and steady. The defense, I don't think they're going to put up a defense. There's only one person they can put up, Donald Trump, and it would be negligent for them to put him up there. Okay, at the past we got the Eight of Cups. I heard an interesting, we talk about Donald Trump and keeping his eyes closed. In the podcast I was listening to, it was like they were talking about him falling asleep in court, being signs of dementia. It might have been Lawrence O'Donnell and folks were discussing about Trump closing his eyes pretty early on in the process, and he keeps them closed all through the court, like his little defiant way of saying, I'm not participating in this. I'm not looking. I'm not listening. This isn't happening type of thing. But anyways, emotional walking away. I think Trump is, he's going to be, people are going to be walking away from him. He's going to be walking away from this kind of a defeated person. Again, this is in the past. But this is also the people testifying. These are all people that Donald Trump has screwed over in one way, shape, or form. Maybe Keith Davidson, the lawyer, was not one of those people, but David Pecker was, Michael Cohen was, Stormy Daniels was. The main witnesses here have all been emotionally damaged by this guy. I guess that's one way to put it. Current situation is the Queen of Wands. We're just about done. We're about wrapped up here. Again, the prosecution said Michael Cohen's our last witness. We're done. And now it's up to the defense. So I think this is actually going to be going to the jury very soon. It could go to the jury at the end of the day Friday. It could go to the jury on Monday. It just really depends on if the defense puts up any defense whatsoever and if the prosecution calls any rebuttal witnesses. But I think the prosecution is sitting pretty right here. Overarching energy is a star card. Okay, that makes sense to me. The prosecution has had 4 star witnesses, the ones I've already named. Pecker, Davidson, Daniels, and Cohen. Each one of those people have come across with game-changing amounts of information. They come across as credible and reliable, believable, and factual. And then they've got all the paper to back up the story. The dots have been, they set up all the dots and Michael Cohen connected the dots. The lesson to be learned from this is the Two of Pentacles. This is now it's going to be going to the jury to decide what's happening here. But again, this case is about hiding that information so that people weren't able to make a value choice on the president in 2016. And by hiding that information, a lot of people chose a less valuable president than they might have otherwise if they had all the information they needed. But again, I think in the end of this is the jury is going to be getting this evidence and they have to weigh the evidence. Who's more believable and what's the wise decision to make? Outcome is the 6 of Cups. I don't think of this as being naivety. I think of this being that is this trial a gift to us? It's to me, this is the case is going to be handed over to the jury, and the jury's ready to contemplate everything that's in this cup. It's not just the flower. There's a whole bunch of foliage in there too. It's almost like a return back to normalcy or normality, depending on which speech you want to listen to. Back when you trusted juries and you trusted judges, and innocent people didn't go to jail and guilty people did. Now that's obviously naive, but it might harken to a time of maybe we can have a non-corrupt court. A court that's going to judge somebody based on facts. So, generally speaking, the energy of the court looks good. Just a real quick look. Will Thursday's cross-examination have any impact on the jury or any fireworks that we need to know about, or is it going to just be boring old? Attack Michael Cohen, call him a jerk, call him an ambulance chaser. I didn't see any quotes that they called him an ambulance chaser yet. Okay, let's see. Anything going on for Thursday's court case with further cross-examination of Michael Cohen? Nightmares, stress, anxiety. I don't think there's. I Emotionally speaking, Michael Cohen may not be real happy with it. What do we got? We got the Six of Swords. Oh, that may not be Michael Cohen at all. No, I don't think that's Michael Cohen this is reading on. I think this is Trump and his defense team. Then when they're done with Cross, I think when they're done with Michael Cohen, they feel like, okay, it's the government has to have the burden of proof here, right? So I think they're going to, after Michael Cohen's done, they're going to ask for another mistrial, like the first thing out of their mouth before they call any defense witnesses, which there should be none. They're going to ask for a mistrial. They're not going to get it. Then I don't think they're going to call any witnesses. I think they just want this thing over. But the reason why I think this is Trump is that this feeling left out. They have not won this case. They will not win this case. I mean, the only thing that's going to help them is if there's a mistrial for misconduct or something along those lines. But even if, as Susan Lynn says, they throw a chair, even if they throw a chair, the jury will be taken out. Trump will get put in timeout. The jury will be brought back in. Trump will be in a different room with a monitor. There'll be no more threatening of the jurors. I think the night it starts telling me, I think they're going to wrap up quickly. And then it goes to the jury to decide. I don't think the jury... Yeah. When I was on with Linda G today... Oh, I should ask that. I think that it'll take the jury like 3 days to 5 days. So I think also if they had a vote, most of them are ready to convict right now. They could probably do it in like 3 to 5 hours. But again, you've got a lot of evidence. This involves a former president and election interference. And you will want to go through the witnesses, the testimony, the evidence. You need to make darn sure that if you're voting guilty, it's because they're guilty. And if there's any holdouts, by the time they've gone through all the evidence, it's going to be very difficult to be a holdout on this. But how long will the jury take once this case gets to them? How long do you, Spirit, might it take the jury to come back with a verdict? Let's see if we can get any numbers out of this. Little four-quarter. Queen of Swords. That's not good. If I were Donald Trump, I would not be real happy to see that card there. It's going to be a very matter of fact. You did this. I think they're going to find him guilty. If he was innocent, they would find him innocent, right? If he was being railroaded, this card is like, prosecution did not prove their case. He's innocent, or at least not guilty. I don't think that's the case. There's so much overwhelming evidence here. It's going to be such a matter-of-fact decision. Okay, we have the Emperor, which is a 4. We got the Drunken Hillbilly Brawl card, which is a 5. And then we got the Queen of Wands. Got a pair of queens. And then we got the 7 of coins underneath. The jury, it could be like 7 days from now, the jury's done with their evaluation. So we're at Thursday. Or we're at Wednesday. But that would give them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday if they got the case on Monday. That would be 3 days. I got a 4 and a 5. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. This could be a Friday decision or the following Monday if these are 4 to 5 court days. I would say there is a very reasonable chance that this court case could be decided by the end of the week next week. So what day is it today? Let me pull up my computer here. The 14th. Tuesday the 14th? Oh, the 17th, yeah. So the 24th? Somewhere between May 24th and May 27th. Is Memorial Day on the 27th? If Memorial Day is on the 27th, then it might be on the 28th. I think, though, that the jury would want to wrap it up on that Friday. Because why screw up their 3-day weekend? You know what I mean? Jurors want to go on their 3-day weekends too. They don't want this thing hanging over them over the weekend. So I'm going to guess Friday the 24th. If the jury gets the case at the end of the day Thursday or first thing on Monday, I think they could be done as soon as that Friday that week. So we will see. It could be a day. It could be the Tuesday after Memorial Day, that type of thing. But kind of knowing how people work, they're gonna want their vacation. I think. Let me come on down. Didn't really look at the cards. Let's look at the numbers. I think there's going to be a lot of activity with the jury. They're going to debate things. It's going to be colorful and energetic. In the back there, but I see a lot of wisdom and action. There's just, he did it. We can argue until we're blue in the face, but that doesn't change the facts. And, he got to hold him accountable. Doesn't matter if he's the emperor or the queen of wands. He's going to be held accountable. So, again, May 24th seems to be a pretty good day that you can return a verdict. And that would give the jury 1, 2, 3, 4 full days of debate, assuming that the jury's in session Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. If they go 5, then it'll be after Memorial Day. It'll be that Monday, unless Monday's Memorial Day, and I don't have my phone with me. But I think it is. All right. Anything else I want to throw on this case? I think it's 17 minutes. You know what? This doesn't need to be a long video. I think it's pretty good right here. So let's park it. And there'll be more stuff to read as the case progresses. Thank you very much for watching this channel and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks discovering this channel recently, courtesy of Linda G, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you found us. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I hope to see you on the next one. Also, if you're interested, I have 2 other YouTube channels, but the one I've been plugging recently, where's my hat, is Twin Tarot with Gary and David. I have an identical twin brother named Gary, and the two of us get together, we throw tarot cards and laugh a lot. It's a lot of fun. I'll have a link in the description. There'll also be a little box here that you can click on it to take you to the first video of ours on our channel. Another one just went up this morning asking about Fonnie Willis, and we try to get content up on a regular basis. So if you like these readings and you want to have some more humor and have double the fun, come check out Twin Tarot with Gary and David. Thank you very much for supporting all my channels, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.